Hi, my name is Mr. D, and today I want to take a look at adding fractions that have different denominators. So we have simplify the following expressions, and first we're adding 1/4 plus 2/3. Now the first thing you should notice in this example is that both of these fractions have different denominators. That means we cannot add these fractions together yet. The first thing we need to find is the common denominator. So the way we're going to do this is we have to be kind of skilled with our times tables here. That is, we're going to list the multiples of 3. So we would go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and the list would continue. And we're going to do the same thing with 4. We'll do 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, but the list is going to continue on. And what we're looking for is the first matching number that they have in the list. In this case, it's going to be 12. But remember, if you become really skilled with your times tables, this process becomes all mental. You'll be able to do this like that in your head. So just practice your times tables so you don't have to keep listing it like this. And what we want to do is we want to build a denominator of 12. To transform 4 into 12, we would have to multiply it by 3. But here's an important step. If you multiply the denominator by 3, you have to do the same exact thing to the numerator. Because if you only multiply the denominator by 3, it's going to change the value of the fraction. But when we multiply the top by 3 also, all it does is change the representation, but it has the same value. So then we look at 3. We want to transform 3 into 12. To transform 3 into 12, we're going to multiply it by 4. But remember, we multiply the denominator by 4, now we have to do the same thing to the numerator. So we're going to multiply the top by 4 as well. So then we're going to rewrite our fraction with these new values. So instead we have 1 times 3, which is 3, over 4 times 3 is 12, and now we have plus 2 times 4 is 8, over 3 times 4 is 12. So when we have these fractions now, notice their denominators match, so we could continue. But remember, when you're adding fractions with the same denominator, you're not going to add the denominators together. You're going to rewrite the denominator. And now we're just doing 3 plus 8. We're adding the numerators together. 3 plus 8 is 11. And notice the only common factors between 11 and 12 is 1. So that means this fraction is as reduced as it could get. So that is our final answer to the first example. So for the second example, our denominators are 8 and 6. Once again, they don't match. And remember, if the times tables are fresh in your head, this will become very quick. Otherwise, you're going to look at 6 and you would start thinking 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and you would continue. And then for 8, you would do 8, 16, 24, 32, here like this. But you would stop listing numbers when you notice where they match up. Here like this. And they're going to match up at 24. So this tells us that we want to have a denominator of 24. That's how we're going to get them to match. So what we need to do, how do we transform 8 into 24? We need to multiply it by 3. But if we multiply the bottom by 3, we have to do the same thing up top here, times 3. Now for 6, to transform 6 into 24, we need to multiply it by 4. So that means we're going to do times 4 here in the denominator, times 4 in the numerator. We're just going to section that off. Okay, so now we rewrite these fractions. 3 times 3 is 9. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 1 times 4 is 4. Over 6 times 4 is 24. Remember, we're adding fractions now that have the same denominator. So we're just going to rewrite the denominator. We're not going to add the denominators together. But we are going to add the numerators. 9 plus 4 is 13. And now, since 13 is a prime number, its only factors are 1 in itself. 13 does not divide into 24. So that means this fraction cannot be reduced. It's in simplest form. And that's going to be our final answer. Okay, well this is going to conclude this video on adding fractions with different denominators. Thank you all for watching, and I hope that this was helpful.